Now you can. Get this out of the way. Well, it's actually kind of interesting. It does something. It definitely makes you be more, or me anyway. Well, I'm talking to you. You, buddy, the guy in the screen. The guy I'm talking to right now, as opposed to all the other people who are going to hear this whenever they hear it. But I'm talking to you, buddy, now. And I've had enough of your shenanigans. Yeah, well, like a puta bazooka, shh. Okay, we don't really need to go there. In fact, we're sick. No, we're just telling ourselves that, now, you know, to not talk for an hour and a half. That's what we're doing. So anyway, hello, you parrot heads. I'm Will, or Marcel, or Moses, or Sue. I'm a boy named Sue, and Jack, of course, Captain Jack. Captain Jack will get you high tonight. No, this we're talking about. Well, maybe he will, but I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about Captain Jack Sparrow. He's a friend of mine, and he kind of comes and goes. I'm often not seen in the company of Captain Jack Sparrow. For good reason. Anyway, I am a parroter. You is my parrot, Boiny. I love Boiny. He's from Brooklyn. And I told him he didn't have to talk today. We made a mistake here. We gotta do this right. That's better. Boiny just reminded me. He said, what the hell is that stuff over on the side where it's supposed to be a white replica got like a FaceTime camera style Googie style like a booster. Yeah. But anyway, I said I'm not going to make this long at 6 minutes. We're going to keep it. We're going to do 10 minutes, okay? So, if you're bored, just turn this off. If you don't think you can make it until 10 minutes, I suggest you turn it off. You could always watch the rest of it another time. If you really have to pee, go and pee. Don't worry about it, baby poo. We're going to be around, Boiny and I. We're going to be around. And we talk. Actually, we usually talk for an hour at a time, but not as an introduction because that's too much. And actually, we don't expect people to listen to us all the time. No, we know that at least one person and one bird will listen. Right, Boiny? You and I are always going to listen as we're talking, right? He's not ready to talk, so I will talk for him. Right. He doesn't talk like that. Sounds a lot more like a parrot. But my voice, his voice is a little tired right now, so I'm going to hold off. We've got some interesting things. We're going to be in Santa Barbara tonight. We're going to do something with the $1,000 worth of t-shirts that I just bought with Boiny's face on it. He's very proud of it. And then tomorrow night, we're going to be in Las Vegas talking to some more of you guys, parrot head types people. But anyway, we, Boiny and I are not, in fact, parrot heads. Nor is he a person head. Me being the parrot head and he being, the person bottom, whatever. Person foot. Yes, that's it. Yes, I'm Bernie, and that's my person foot down below me. I think we're getting very confused, aren't we? I think we're getting a little bit of the bird brain thinking involved in us, in our current, human-like way of thinking. We're a little nervous. Well, because we've never done anything like this particular thing before, which is to say, we're going to do some real serious marketing tonight for the first time. Because we've got it, we say, oh, the website is fine. It's just going to have things like what I'm doing. I had all these thoughts about making it organized, making it easy for lots and lots of people. And if that's the goal, that's Hollywood, make it so a moron doesn't have to do any thinking, because you can't count on a moron to think. Or a stupid person who has plenty of ability to think about all sorts of ways that they can get into other people's business. and control other people. I mean, there are lots of people who have lots and lots of intelligence for that purpose, and then, well, I think I've said enough. Anyway, I really don't know any other songs by Jimmy Buffett other than Margaritaville, and I love it. Someday, if people ask, I mean, I'd be happy to do what I do, which is either this kind of lip syncing stuff or dancing to other kinds of music if you really like it. You know, that's the idea, is to the whole idea behind Parroters Club is to provide a possibility of communication that is, well, 21st century. It's unmediated. And we don't have to go through anybody. Anybody. We put ourselves out the way we feel is right. And maybe we do it individually or we do it with other people. But we don't have to first, put together a company, which means first finding some money. Money. Money can be very good when you're hungry and you need to buy something or you need a place to stay, etc., etc. Gas. Money's good for gas, It really helps. It's hard to get gas without money. It really is. I wouldn't recommend just checking out how difficult it is. Believe you me, that the difficult part is it's not the siphoning out the gas, it's what happens after you're caught. So, I would suggest if you have money, don't siphon gas out of other people's cars, especially out of police cars. It's really not a good idea. Anyway, I've gone over already. Time flies when you're parroting. Parroting in its purest form is a form of channeling the main line of your thoughts through your mouth. We have this incredible system that's only humans have it, though some animals have some of it. Dogs have an enormous amount of what we also have, but they don't have the whole part that's language based, that's symbolic, that gives names to things. That is an enormously powerful thing. And unfortunately, it can be powerful in the constraining way, limiting way, because if we make a label for something, we say this is blank. It makes it very easy to say, well, that's it. I know what it is. So I just got the police called on me while I was playing my piano, and the keyboard in my car at a reasonable volume. I mean, this maximum volume is not very loud, believe you me. And I was next to a kind of little park kind of thing. On one side, there were houses on the other side of the street, but A, they could barely hear it, and B, I think my music is kind of nice. But C, the important thing is, if they had come over and said, "Oh, could you please not play the piano because I'm having a hard time sleeping, or my mother is sick," or something like that. I said, of course, I don't want to bother you. I'm sorry I bothered you. I'm sorry you had to come out and ask me. But, that's about it. I'm no more sorry than that. I don't think, oh, I've done something bad. I was playing the keyboard. To the best of my ability. Playing music. And for that, I got the police called on me. It's not really surprising. And so, one of the things that we're going to be doing here in Parroters Club is sharing life as it happens. And making decisions on the fly, like this 10-minute thing is stupid. It's this idea that people are too stupid. Nobody's going to want to give you more than a certain amount of time. Okay, fine. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Obviously, if you're listening, you do. You're listening, so I'm glad about that. You see, it's not that I don't give a shit whether you listen or not. Well, no, that's not it. I don't give a, in a sense, I don't give a shit about that. It's like, but if you are listening and what I'm saying in any way makes sense or gives you ideas or makes you want to get involved in this new thing, which is really a very exciting thing, any of that stuff, I mean, that's the idea of it. It's not a product. I'm not producing a product for you. when I play the keyboard, I think of it as, I call it Muse-Zack, spelled M-U-S-E hyphen Zack. Thoughts and sounds and whatever. It's very interesting. There's a... No, sorry, wrong. Yeah, there's something a little screwy. It's like louder, and I think it actually has to do with the this sound system that's coming out of the keyboard, which is not a great sound system, and also my positioning. It's like these two notes, the G and the A, like keep kind of like sounding out of like jangly or something. And I don't think they're out of tune. That would seem hard to imagine because it's all synthesized. Well, it's not it's actually sampled, right? I mean, they're taking the actual sounds of it. I think it is true. Which is not a big deal, right? You press a key and it actually plays a recording of somebody pressing that key on a nice keyboard, right? I mean, like not a keyboard, a Steinway grand piano or something. And then they make recordings of that. Is that how it works? That's just my assumption. We parroters like to kind of wonder about things. And we imagineer a lot. Imagineering is actually thinking about how something would work. One piece would work, assuming everything else is fine, which usually isn't. I mean, especially when we imagineer acts that could wind us up in jail. Those kind of acts. We prefer to do them in our head than actually do them in real life, because as long as we keep it in our head, they might want to put us in the loony bin, but they're not going to put us in jail. So and actually they don't want to put us in the loony bin either. We're too difficult. Because we're not crazy. That's the problem. They want to believe we're crazy. We're not. We all live in a very crazy world, a world in which, like, what passes for logic and reasonableness is just, we gotta learn to build a new society. It doesn't mean follow any one person or one group's idea of what that society is going to be. The only thing that brings us together, and I say only in quotes because it's not just only, it's a huge thing, but I'm just saying we don't need more than it. There's one thing that brings us together, in addition to anything else, but it's enough. What we're brought together by are the common goals, common values that value life as it is, not as it should be. We value learning. We value believing in our own ability to do what we need to do, to be responsible members of society, or responsible family members or friends or workers, whatever, whatever, be responsible. Most of us are taught not to be, other than in the sense of, doing what's expected of us. We're responsible that way. But responsible actually means I make up my own mind and then take responsibility if things go wrong. they go wrong. If things go right, actually, I can say, hey, it's not, oh, I don't want to accept your adulation or whatever. Well, if I've worked really hard to have you respond to me a certain way, and I actually I've worked very hard not to have you people be at all adoring or anything, which is, I mean, if you are, you are. I mean, I guess I'm realizing I've gotten used to that idea that, well, yeah, I'm talking about very important things. I'm talking about love. And anytime we talk about love, we tend to think about love as something that we actually want, you know? And we start to say, what is it? What is it I want? Sex? And, sex might be fun, but it's not the same as love. Love, I mean, it doesn't have to negatively affect love or positive. I mean, it can be a very positive thing. And yet, it frequently just makes everything into a big mess. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I really want to get this up, and then I've got to drive from here, Los Angeles, the California. Well, it's actually CC, where the Sony studios are. This is an interesting place, CC. I met a guy whose father is apparent the main guy and was the main guy of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He wrote the major songs and was sort of the lead singer, I think, or something like that. And this guy had 6 wives or women, all with children. He had 6 children. He had children scattered around Culver City in the 670s. Good way to use his fame and fortune. And this guy, he was a nice guy. I liked him, but he was a mess. I mean, I think he'd tell you, he'd be the first one to say, yeah, I'm a mess. Yeah, lost guy. Because I have a father like, I've met some very interesting people. And people who've been just like destroyed. And other people, people who've really hit bottom and then have come back up. And part of their coming back up is just saying screw it to all the BS, fame and fortune thing. It's not where it's at for me anyway. Maybe for some other people, and maybe I wanted it in the past, but I've learned that I can't blame anybody else. I don't want that, but I'm not cut out for it. Instead of going, oh my God, I was great for a while, and now I'm going to spend the rest of my life wondering when I'm going to ever get that greatness back. That's a very rough thing to live with. So anyway, it's important that I get this thing out. I'm in L.A., and I got to get to Santa Barbara. Well, as early as fast as I can. That's a long way, and I'm going to be hitting rush hour. Well, we'll see. They said by 2:30. If I am out, go. In fact, I should. That's right. So, and I want this to be actually up by 2:30, and it's 1:30, 1:20. Okay, here we are. Okay, that's why we're stopping. Bye, everybody. So, we go through things sort of to help. It's obvious. I don't have to explain what I'm doing. You'll see what I'm doing. And something I just learned is that my voice is still being recorded until I hit the save button. I didn't know that until very recently. Okay, shut up. It's the 17th. Okay, and this is to PhsParrotHeadS. Yeah, PHs, which is ParrotHeadS. Okay, to ParrotHeadS. That's it. Okay, and we're gonna. This is an audio recording. That's right. Oh, and we're gonna give the same name. We're gonna give the same name, so we'll do a copy. Well, I'm just doing a copy here, and then we say save, and then I'm gonna be and you won't see or you won't hear me, but And you won't see me do any. You'll see that I'm doing something, which is basically just saving the screen recording and pasting that same name into it. Okay, bye.